Hello, everyone. My name is Greg Collins, and I'm the founder and principal analyst at Exact Ventures in the San Francisco Bay Area. And we cover core networks and other wireless infrastructure markets from a very quantitative perspective, from a 5-year forecast to market shares to market sizing. And here I am to have a few projections and predictions for 2024. Like many people, we see a big year for artificial intelligence in the mobile network markets. I think that we'll see a lot of efforts beyond the normal, consumer or CX or customer support kind of chatbot applications and internal efficiency use cases like using AI to help people code and to debug code, to more of using the large language models for network planning and network optimization. And I think Vodafone and Microsoft, their announcement was really big in that direction, in sort of laying the groundwork for using these large language models across many countries, across massive data sets, with a massive need for network infrastructure to process all of the training needed to effectively use AI. So that's really exciting. I think the 10-year term is really important to take notice, so that these are huge investments, long-term investments, and it speaks to the amount of work needed to bring up AI in these very complicated networks that generate like staggering amounts of transactions on a per second basis. So that's really important. I think we'll see more and more work around, exactly how can operators use the large language models, how much internal development do they need to do themselves versus how much do they need to partner with an AWS or a GCP or Azure. That'll be important. I think that as the larger multinational operators will be able to do a lot of it themselves, but the smaller ones certainly will need to rely on partners for a lot of it. I think we'll see on the consumer applications, I think we'll see a lot of regulatory scrutiny later in the year around AI's use in telecom. And there'll be a lot of focus on security and privacy as it pertains to the consumers. So I think maybe that may slow things down a little bit as the industry sort of sorts out what'll be allowed and what's practical from consumer applications for AI. Another area that I think that is important, especially around AI, is in the subscriber data management aspect of it. Right now, there's a massive, billions of subscribers out there and subscriptions, and all of that information, or a lot of it, will need to feed into these large language models. So I think there'll be a lot of work around getting that clean and modern, and so that operators can quickly feed that into their training models. So there'll be a lot of effort around collecting, consolidating, validating, and making sure that data is secure for the training models. Next, shifting a little bit to a related topic, is 5G standalone. Again, 5G standalone has had a lot of success in say China and in North America with initial build-outs. And I think the initial build-outs have started to slow a bit. But with AI, I think there'll be more and more, it'll be a big catalyst for maybe smaller operators to realize, hey, we need to have a modern core network if we're able to use these tools in the most effective way possible. So I think that will help, AI will help to energize the 5G standalone market. Another area where that was hot at MWC last year is in APIs and the Open Gateway Initiative and having programmable networks. I think that 2024 will still be a building year for that. We'll still see a lot of announcements and around that, but I think it'll be beyond 2024 where you really start to see some real revenues being generated from those sort of initiatives. Another couple smaller areas that we're looking at here at Exact Ventures are things like 5G new calling, which I think is exciting. I think some operators are starting to look at that as a way to kind of reinvigorate real-time communications that they offer, and to offer things like simultaneous voice translation in real time is an area that I think we'll start to see a lot of work around that. I'm not sure that we'll actually see products this year, but again, I think that'll be a big interest. And I know that the handset ecosystem is working on that as well, to put that functionality in the handset. So that's another area that I think has a lot of cool revenue potential for operators and the industry. And lastly, one growth area that we're seeing in 2024 will be 5G signaling. Again, as 5G standalone gets more and more traction and more traffic, there'll be a need to really reinforce the signaling infrastructure in network operators. And then with 5G roaming, to be able to protect the 5G networks and secure the transactions across networks will be more and more important. So with that, I think it'll be a great 2024, with obviously AI being the source and catalyst for a lot of needed change. I think 2024 is a building year for things like the Open Gateway Initiative, and there's still like some really interesting, cool spots of growth within the core network that I highlighted before. So with that, thank you very much.